Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and Merry Christmas. My name is Chimbo Richard, a soccer analyst, recently graduated from the prestigious University of Barcelona. And today I want us to discuss the role or importance of having analysis departments at our clubs, soccer clubs, and the national teams. Uh, Recently, or the earlier years of football, normally goal scoring or people that scored goals were awarded that most importance, and all the prestigious awards always went to strikers or people that made assists. And I think this was a little unfair to people that were playing uh, other positions on the pitch, like defenders and goalkeeper. And actually, if you look at the history, normally strikers and people that play forward positions were given a lot of mentions and contributions. But I think in the recent years, with so many system of plays coming up, so many formations coming up, uh, the football scientists and researchers have really come up with the pretty recent and modern ways of analyzing and crediting everyone on that pitch. Um, their contribution and roles are now measured using universal approved variables or parameters that at the end of the season or end of every game can be equated, and then we can have actually top performers per position, from which we can have a man or woman of the match. Um, these evaluations of valuables can be both quantitative, those parameters that are measurable, like number of passes, number of duels made, number of shots made, yellow cards in terms of discipline, everything that is measurable on the pitch. But also, we can have the qualitative things that are not directly measurable but can be given a value after an observation by an analyst that has been trained or with a set of agreed behavior, character, ways that has been agreed upon by the technical club and then the club management. For example, how one player relates with the other players, time of arrival for training, and other discipline-related things, social acceptable ways of living that are accepted at the club. So we can give ascertain marks like 5 for very satisfied and then 0 for where a player's behavior is unacceptable. And then in that manner, we are able to rate players off the pitch or in things that are qualitative and not quantitative. So analysis is actually very important today because it helps in a lot of things. Number one, at the end of every game, it gives us a picture of how we've performed versus the original plan that we had. Because we go back and look at every player and give them marks depending on what they have done versus what they were supposed to do. For example, a goalkeeper has not conceded a goal, but then he was supposed to start all our restarts from his goal area with short passes. So we go back and look at the video and see how he's performed to that. Midfielders, what have they done compared to their roles? Today we have what we call IFPs that that strictly demonstrate or tell us the importance of every player on the pitch in the different systems of play. So we understand the system of play of the club, and then we go ahead to see how did our team perform how did every player perform depending on what they were supposed to play in that very system. So at the end of the day, this gives us a system, an equal measure, a justifiable system of value evaluating every player on that pitch, and then you give them marks. So at the end of the season, we can see who was our best goalkeeper, our best defender, our best midfielder, our best striker. And now at the end of the season, actually, this helps us when we are making transfers or renewing people's contracts, because then we know who performed better, who performed worse, or who did not perform as per expectations of the club. Now, literally without this information, normally in transfer seasons, our local clubs end up making decisions based on bias, who has made us happy, or who is most loved by the technical team, who is not loved, who is... So that sometimes leads us or forces us to make wrong decision based on bias, or decisions that are not factual. And then it leads to loss of money by the club, because we spend money on wrong players, and then we release good players or we force them out of the club. So research-based analysis is now the way to go. Number two, analysis departments also help to analyze the opponents our teams are going to play. For example, in this course, we studied own team analysis, where we analyze the performance of our team, but also studied opponent analysis. So I'll go deep in that later. But also it helps us to analyze other things like our own set pieces, opponent set pieces. It helps us to install technologies in the team that are used to evaluate or to measure different data within the soccer team, from number of fans coming, to the way players are performing, to the results get, to the health related information of players. Getting all this data, organizing it, sorting it out, putting it in a way that is presentable to whoever needs to use that data, most especially the technical team or the owners of the club. And at the end of the day, we use this data actually to inform other stakeholders. So analysis is the way to go for our clubs if they need to move from one level to another, or to improve performance. You look at clubs that are doing well in grooming or in making football, in terms of football finances, like Brighton. If in our discussion with one of the administration, they will clearly tell you that one thing that they will give for their recent recruitment has been recruitment based on proper analysis and research, where they look for young people whose numbers are good, and then bring them in the club structure when they are still young. People like Mitoma, people like Ben White, and then after 1 or 2 seasons, improving them and then selling them for lots of millions of euros. So this is something that clubs in Uganda actually, and elsewhere in the world, must embrace. We are in an era of research, and everything we do as a club now must be based on research. Without proper research, I'm telling you, we are doing things based on actual rumors and feelings, and this is very costly in terms of finances, but also in terms of getting better result and consistency in the performance year after year after year. Thank you so much. We shall continue with another episode where I'll come and explain how we collect data in analysis department. Thank you. Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year. In case you have any question about what I've discussed today, simply go to the comment section and put it there, or you can send it to my email, chimboa80@gmail.com. God bless you. Bye.